What is up, Sooner Nation? Happy Tuesday night to you. Welcome back to the Sooner Surge Double Trouble, as Jeremy will be joining here in just a second, but thought I'd go ahead and get started, get some of your comments that are rolling in already. Boomer Sooner Mars Jam, what's up, Dalpost? Bobby, getting right to it. Yes, and I've seen some comments in there about the Indiana defensive end transfer, Bleedy, and I'm with right here. I'm with Gray God and Bobby on this, and probably Eric, some of you guys. I'm in agreement, okay? Adding just for depth, okay, but to me, if you're going to get a portal guy, I'd rather get a big difference made there. Otherwise, I think they got talent on the defensive line in the room right now. So, yeah. So Dalpo says, I think we could use another good piece, but I do got high hopes for the D-line guys we have. Eric says, looks like just another guy, just a body. And I think, and I think that's the hard part, guys, in the spring portal is, are you going to wait around for the guy, or are you going to go get just another guys? I mean, personally, I'd wait around to see what you can get later on if it were me, but I don't have a say in that. And I don't know any of these guys personally. So, does Jerem park on the grocery end or non-grocery end of Walmart? That's a great question. Sooner fan, if you're setting something up to go scare the crap out of him, I'm all in for it. If I had to guess, he's parking at the end of the parking lot where there are no cars near him. So if you see a car by itself, pretty good chance that's Jeremy. Okay. He does not like parking around other people, probably. Automotive area guy, Dalpo says. Walter Nolan. What are you saying about Walter Nolan, Eric? What do you mean? What's up, Jackson? How are you doing tonight? Boomer, Sooner, Tyree. Jackson says, use 8 scholarships over right now. I have until August to get everything figured out. Yep. Let's get to some of these. You had 0 defensive line last year with 30 tackles. I see what you're saying, Hunter. The fact that this guy you're saying isn't just a guy because he had 30 tackles. Is that what you're saying? I think that stat is very misleading, personally. I really do. I don't think, he made a lot of tackles, but I don't think he'd be a guy that would just turn heads right away. Keelan Pressgrove says, OU defense will be top 5 in the nation this season. Wow. That is high hopes. That would be amazing. If they do that, they're on their way to the playoff. What's up, Mike? How are you tonight? Braden, what's up, yo? OU will be top 20 in both offense and defense, which I think that, too, would get him in the playoff. And I say get him in the playoff. There's a lot of things that have to go your way. With the games they have and the schedule they have, there's so many swing games that you got to perform really well in those games. In fact, I've said this before, you'd be better off losing. I don't want this to happen, so hear me out. I'm not saying I want this to happen. I'm not saying this needs to happen, but I'm just saying I think when you look at the schedule and the way it ends up, you would be better off losing a game to, like, for instance, South Carolina, as long as they beat all those other teams that really I think are going to be right with them in the race. But can't lose to South Carolina. That'd be a bad loss. So, but you see what I'm saying. Bobby says, yeah, Hunter, and he had as many sacks as Trace Ford also, which would be 0. So, yeah, that's right, Bobby. I think the portal is going to be heavy after spring game, okay? You know, some teams have had their spring games. When OU spring game is over with, I think that's when you're going to see some more portal entries and them getting some guys out of the portal. I think until then, I don't think there will be this guy's visiting, Bleedy, I can't pronounce his name. I've said it before, Bleedy, I think. He's visiting April 19th, I believe, to Norman. So we'll see. Yeah, Washington and Zona visits lined up, and then OU, I think, April 19th, which is interesting because it's right before the spring game. So I'm sure he'd be there for day before the spring game. So we'll see. Sooner Fence says Georgia's D-line is bigger than OU's O-line. Yeah, Georgia's guys, say what you want. Georgia and Alabama are still, I think, when you talk about defensive line, they're head and shoulders above. I think OU's coming. They've got a really good recruiting class coming in, but those people have been doing it for years and years, stacking classes. So I think that's what OU's trying to do next. I agree, Hunter. I did see the names interested in him, but what's interesting about this, and I do find this very interesting, Hunter. Auburn, LSU, A&M are very interested, you said. Yet none of them are getting a visit. He's only visiting Washington, Arizona, and OU. I thought that was kind of weird, personally. Keaton says, I think you had a guy on both sides of the trench and no one else unless it's just some insane portal entry. I would kind of agree with that. Chuck, what's up, Chuck? How are you tonight? I hope you're doing good. USD is on fire on the recruiting tail. They are getting a lot of guys right now. Now, some of them I'm not a huge fan of the Gus Cordova getting him, but I don't know. I'm gonna have to see it to believe it. Not with recruiting, but I'm gonna have to see it on the field with USC because they couldn't do it with Caleb Williams as far as make a playoff. They lost some games defensively. They were just bad, and I think that the jury's out on USC defensively now that Grinch is gone. They might turn it around defensively. One of my things with Lincoln Riley is I don't know if he'll ever have a great defense with the way he coaches and the way he spends so much time on offense. I don't know. That's just my opinion. I may be wrong. Let's see. We still need depth in a line, though. Transfers, agree or disagree? Okay. I kind of agree with you calling depth. But depth, to me, if you're going to get depth and it's guys that will never see the field, then I don't see a point in it. You know what I mean? Like if you're getting depth and it's a third string guy, I'd rather use that spot for somebody that's going to make a difference. Does that make sense? I don't know, Hunter, if that makes sense or not, but that's kind of what I'm saying. Lucky to win 6 games. USC will get it rolling again, in my opinion, is what Ron says. Yeah, I mean, guys, I think we'll see. We'll see on Lincoln Riley and what he can do at USC now that Grinch is gone. And, honestly, this is honestly, I think this is a pretty true statement, what I'm getting ready to say. And it is opinion, but I think it's pretty true that I think Caleb Williams now gone. I think Lincoln Riley has almost a little bit of, I don't want to say relief, but a little bit of pressure off him. And if you look back at Lincoln Riley's career, he has never done great with a quarterback that he highly recruited. He hasn't done it. He's only done good with quarterbacks that were already there or transferred in or were maybe not as highly rated, like Baker Mayfield was a walk-on. Obviously, Kyler Murray was highly rated, but not a guy he recruited. So what I'm saying is usually you look at the guys he recruited. Those guys he hasn't done well with. So maybe Miller Moss, maybe he'll have a great year. I'm late. Sorry. I thought this was an OU channel. Yeah, that's right. They just went to a league and that would be twice as hard as they. Yeah, I am kind of done talking about USC. I kind of said my point. But let me get back to this. Hunter says you need one more interior defense lineman. Bleedy is a safe bet right now. He's not interior, Hunter. He's edge. Hard to know what spring portal brings. Sometimes have to jump on what you can. I think that's the hard part is when do you jump on one of these guys and when do you not? I think that's the interesting part of this. But Hunter, correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought he was an interior guy. I mean, an exterior guy, edge. So, yeah, sorry, guys. I got off on a little tangent on USC. My bad. Hey, yeah, I that's what I'm saying, Bobby. 295, he's always played edge. I think it'd be tough for him to move the middle. I really do. Hunter says 295 isn't playing edge at OU. Sorry. I don't know, Hunter. It's hard for me when a guy that's played edge to move him to the middle right away and expect him to do much. Did you hear how the NFL is not? Yeah, I heard about this today. I actually am in favor of the XFL kickoff rule. I like it. I really do. I like the kickoff rule, the new way they're doing it. Touchbacks will be at the 30. I think it's going to force them to have kickoffs and force returns more often. So I'm all for that, actually. Yeah, Thunder got the win tonight. Let's see. Let me get some of these. What's up, Jerm? You here?
Can you hear me?
Yep. How you doing?
About to be in my spot at the Walmart, Jay.
Well, Sooner fan was asking which side of the parking lot you parked on, so he may be there. Hey, Steven, PJ will have that edge spot sewed up, is what Steven says. And I hope you're right. I do. I hope you're right. So, yeah, tight end room Mars is going to be a lot better.
What are we talking about, Jay?
And I actually think the tight end room is going to be the room that has the most improvement from this team from last year. So,
best tight end room at OU since when, Jay?
Tight end room? Well, they've never really had, I would say, a tight end room where they've had multiple guys that have contributed. Think back. When was it last year? They had a couple of guys that contributed really good.
I can't remember a time when they've played multiple tight ends a lot.
They don't really do that.
I think they're going to play multiple tight ends and run multiple tight end sets.
I agree with that. I agree. Hey, Colin, I actually think this is a good thing because go back to, I don't know, you can go back to 5-10 years. It seems like every year the guys you hear talked about in the spring don't really do anything in the fall. So I'm all for this. Not hearing much about him. Maybe that's great news. Jeremy, you're going to get scared the crap out of you by Lori one of these days. Probably Gresham.
What about Gresham?
Greg got since Gresham, Lane, and Eichert, but none of those guys play tight end except Gresham. So,
yeah, Gresham was the only tight end.
Mark Andrews and Calcaterra, but they kind of overlapped. They didn't really play a whole lot together.
Right. I mean, Blake Bell, when Blake Bell played tight end, who was with Blake Bell? Because they played multiple tight end sets.
Who was with Braden Willis? Was it? I think it was Hall, but you can't really count him as a tight end.
Hall was an H-back, Jay.
So you can't really count it. So
you can't.
Yeah, you're right, Greg. God, that's crazy, isn't it?
Hunter says in 1 year they were together, and Jackson said those two as well, but I don't recall how much they both played. Gabe Eichert was not a tight end.
He came in as a tight end.
Right. He never played tight end at OU, though.
That's okay. They know that, Jeremy. Nobody's saying. Yeah, Colin, it is good to hear about Burks. And it sounds like, I guess he's playing in the slot. So I guess Farouk may be outside of it. What they're going to do with Farouk, we'll see.
Farouk's going to be on the outside, it sounds like, Jay.
Sounds like Pettaway's looking good as well.
Yes, that is correct. What else you been talking about in the 13 minutes?
I don't even know, man. Talked a little bit UFC. What are you talking about?
What's the irritation? What's happening? You talking about me?
Probably you getting irritated with people. Hey, Jackson Arnold, WRs Sharp was next level. Yeah, that was pretty good. Hey.
Ivon could be best wide receiver coming out of Oklahoma. That's a bold statement. It is a bold statement considering the guys they have in that room. I do know physically he's gifted.
Well, I think when you look at it right now, what else could you be talking about other than his physical stature? Because you're just
eye test. All you could be talking about is the eye test, Jay.
Yeah. Now that I am all 1,000% for that, Colin. Sign me up for that right there. You know what?
So Jay, if you do that, where are you if you do that, what are you taking off? If you're gonna play,
I don't care what you're taking off. Hey, somebody said earlier that Trent Smith was just he was awesome. I kind of think Bauer Sharp's got a little nasty in him.
Well, Trent Smith was not near the size of Bauer Sharp. Am I wrong?
I'm not saying that.
Trent Smith went about 210, 215 tops. Trent Smith was really good, though.
Yeah, Trent Smith was really good.
Absolutely was, Jay.
Yeah, 6'6". The thing is, I wonder what he runs. I'd be interested to know what he's running 40 time.
There was talk of maybe him moving to a tight end, but he's going to be strictly receiver.
Man, that's a size mismatch right there. You know what I mean? Like, I'm interested to see how they use the wide receivers this year with Jeff Lebby being gone. Because Lebby, guys, let's face facts. Jeff Lebby struggled with rotations. He did. He struggled with trying to rotate receivers in. I never thought he really got a good handle of that. And I'm interested to see what they do with all these guys.
Trent Smith, Hunter says, was 230 senior year. That's not bad. And Bauer Sharp's at 250 right now. I like the comparison of Sharp to Taysom Hill.
Yeah, Lori, you're talking about Blaylock. Blaylock on the 29th.
Yes. And Chester, I'm with you. I think it was Sooner Legends podcast talked about hopes Farouk shuts the Debbie Downers up. Look, I'm one of the Debbie Downers. I'm worried about ball security. Not going to lie. Not going to lie. Okay? But I would love for Jalil Farouk to get in there maybe several plays a game. I just don't want him to do the wide receiver one.
Yeah, I kind of agree with Eric on this one.
Eric, I don't think there's a chance Farouk starts.
There is a chance. Well, there's a 100% there's a chance.
Well, a chance, but what are the odds, Jay? Tell me right now. Put a number on it.
The odds are pretty good.
Pretty good isn't a number.
Okay, I'll say 70% he starts.
I'll give him a 15% chance.
Wow.
Here's why, and it's not even against him very much, Jay. Look, he's not starting over Burks in the slot.
Okay,
He's not starting over Nick Anderson unless Nick Anderson's hurt.
He'll probably start over. He could start over Gibson or Anthony.
So you're saying he would start over Gibson, and maybe he is.
I don't know. He has his whole career. That's all I'm saying.
I agree, and I just think Gibson and Anthony on the outside are special. We know Gibson's special. He was special last year in the small amount of time he played.
I don't know how healthy Andrew Anthony will be. That's my thing. I just don't know. It's hard for me to say.
Not saying he's going to be healthy, Jay. I don't know either. I can't say
Guys,
that.
You know, there's actually a chance. There's actually a chance that Jalil Farouk is being pushed really hard from these guys, Jeremy. And he might be really, really good, Jeremy. He might have had a bad year, Jeremy. He might be pretty dang good.
What is this constantly repeating my name?
I'm just saying.
What are you saying? When have I ever said he can't make good plays? I'm just talking about what I saw on the field and ball security and what I saw from Gibson and Anthony. Gibson and Anthony were better, Jay. Facts. And for Eric, that's not subjectivity, that's objectivity. Facts.
Galpo says he wasn't originally a big Farouk guy, but the haters have him rooting for him now.
Yeah, haters is such a strong term, though, Jay.
What?
Haters is a strong term here.
Anderson didn't start last year till Anthony. Yeah, that's correct.
And Donnie Mayhall says Farouk will start. That's fine. You guys can say Farouk might start. I'm not.
They didn't
Whatever.
say might.
I'm just saying.
Will.
What?
They said will, not might, Jeremy.
Okay. I don't care what they say. It doesn't mean it's 100%, Jay.
And just like yours doesn't mean it's 100%.
I didn't say mine was 100%. I'm with Jay. Guys who can't hold on to the ball don't need to be starting over guys who make elite plays.
Yeah, we'll find out. We'll find out. So, we'll see.
I mean, Tyler, I disagree with you.
I don't disagree with that. Who plays the most is the main thing.
Well, I mean, I guess you could say that, yeah. Yeah, hey, and listen. First off, Farouk isn't playing the slot hunter. Second of all, Eric.
I know, but I agree with what Hunter's saying. I think Farouk would be better in the slot than he is on the outside.
And drops aren't the. But what I was going to say about the drops, Hunter, is Gibson. I was last year at this time, everybody. Last year at this time, especially after the spring game. Jay, we were at the spring game. Gibson dropped some. You remember?
Yeah.
And I was like, dude can't hold on to the ball. But he improved so much that he made elite plays. So there was some improvement in his game. And I was one who was really hard on Gibson. But guess what? Not when he started making plays. And it'll be the same with Farouk. Put some games together where you're not fumbling the ball. And I'll start saying, yeah, play the guy. I'm not. I mean, that's the way it is.
Yeah, got to see Burks with the ball after the catch and everything too. How long of a leash is Farouk on with turnovers?
Here's what I'm going to say, Kyla.
Very short leash is what I would say.
No, he's not, though, apparently. Here's what I'm going to say. Bob Stoops did not put up with turnovers, Jay. You fumble the ball, you actually were not going to see the field for a couple possessions. Farouk, it does not happen. He fumbles on the kickoff. He's back in there the next series. I've been disappointed with the coaches because of that.
I don't think he's on a leash, Jeremy. That's what Hunter said. Yeah, I did see this, Sooner fan, and I think he's right. Jay, you guys want him to start?
Yeah, I want to know you, Eric, Donnie Mayhall, Keaton, all the ones that said they're going to play. Do you guys think he should start? Is the question.
Here's what
Donnie,
I'll say.
Eric, Jay, should he start?
Here's what I'll say. It depends on Andrew Anthony, but I think if you were to throw out there the first game, if Andrew Anthony's not like injured, I mean, if he's injured, if you're going to throw out Anderson, Burks, and Farouk, my only problem with Farouk and Burks together is the size. That's why I would like Gibson. I do think, because ideally I think Farouk in the slot would be where he'd be best at. So I don't know about him and Burks together. They're just not that big. That would be my only complaint. Now, if you go 4 wide, Burks, Farouk, Gibson, and Anderson, yes.
Well, yeah, 4 wide opens things up a little bit, Jay. I'm not saying it.
Anthony's injured.
In a 4 wide receiver set, okay, yeah, Farouk can play.
Here's the deal. To me, if Anthony's healthy, it's probably going to be Anderson, Anthony, Burks.
Yes, and Chester, my other point is, you're right. Freeman walked on. Freeman is still considerably rather young. Farouk is on the older stage of the squad. He's been here. He's been super loyal. Kudos to Jalil Farouk for staying with OU when he could have jumped ship and followed Lincoln Riley or followed Caleb Williams. He didn't do it. But hey, you can't say that he's absolutely improved his game. Now, his yards went up, but I watched him in the bowl game and thought he looked really good like 3 years ago.
Kim, he was out of the Big Ten, Burks. Hey, my thing, though, listen to this and tell me if you agree with this or not. You know, they said I've been hearing things that Pettaway's looking good, right? I think a lot of that is, if you think about it, Jackson Arnold and Pettaway probably threw the ball a lot together last year. I think they probably have a pretty good connection. And
no, you're looking way too much into this, Jay.
How?
That is a total assumption.
Well, if they play together, that's not an assumption.
No, who
did DG have a connection with, Jeremy?
Well, he only looked to one guy.
What?
He only looked
as his guy.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to argue. Whatever.
Don't. It's a dumb argument, so please don't. Don't even try it. It's stupid.
It's not a dumb argument. And Hunter, you can say Jay's right, but you're wrong. So Jay, it's not an assumption to say, well, I think one of the reasons Pettaways look great at practice is because Arnold's favoring him and they have a connection. You have no knowledge as to why he's looked good at practice.
Jeremy, I'm just saying, I think a year playing together in practice, scout, whatever you're doing, I think it matters. I think it helps.
Jalil Farouk,
you're silly if you don't think that matters.
It might, but I'm not privy to that information yet, Jay. I don't know if they have a connection because they had 9 balls completed against Arkansas State.
Yeah, I agree, Hunter. I don't think I said that, did I?
Hey, listen, Farouk against Texas
I'm pretty sure I didn't say that, actually.
Guys, Farouk against Texas made some great plays. His numbers outside of the Texas game and a couple of others and big-time plays, I can count on my hand more big-time plays that Gibson made than Jalil Farouk, okay?
People are talking about how many wide receivers transfer after spring. Bobby says maybe 1. Jeremy?
I say 2.
Wow. You think 2, huh?
Absolutely.
Interesting.
I can name names, but I won't.
Hunter says 0.
Okay.
And here's the deal, too. I think a lot of people look into things with these players and say, well, if they're not playing, they're not starting, they're going to transfer. Have you ever thought about this, though? Maybe a guy loves Oklahoma. Maybe a guy loves the university. Maybe a guy has a good group, friend group there. Maybe a guy just wants to play football, get his degree. I mean, I think too many people read into, well, he's not playing very much. He's out. It's not all about that for some of these guys. Some of these guys it is, but not for all of them.
Hey, I'm going to be honest. I'm surprised Gibson stuck around this long.
Well, maybe he likes it, Jeremy.
I agree he does, but he's got to see that. He was on ESPN highlights like 3 times last year. He only had barely any.
Hey, you're right. People have to get processed. And when you look at wide receiver room, there's one name that Greg God just mentioned.
That's the one I've mentioned before.
I mean, somebody like that, maybe. So, hey, let's get to trivia. Before we do, couple things. First off, fanstop.com. Go to fanstop.com. Use code Surge. You'll get 10% off your first 3 months. And also, guys, I don't know if you remember, but the Toby Keith shirt, the red Solo Cup shirt that they did, that promotion they did where you could buy that shirt and proceeds went to the Toby Keith Foundation. Well, they just made the donation over $3,000 to the Toby Keith Foundation from the Fan Stop. Some of you guys were a part of that. Big kudos to you guys that bought that shirt. It's still available too. They're going to still continue that, but that is great news. Over $3,000 donated, man.
Yeah, and we're gonna post it on our Twitter. Just them giving the check to the Toby Keith Foundation. Just a great thing. Appreciate you guys that ordered.
Yeah. And that's right. Hit the like button. It really does help the channel out. So here's trivia for the night. And I'm doing an OU football trivia, boys, because football season is what we're talking about. It's coming up. Spring football's here. Spring game will be soon. And here we go. And I want to know how fast somebody's going to get this, but OU, Alabama, Sugar Bowl. Eric Stryker makes the sack for a fumble. Who recovered the fumble and scored on it? Last touchdown of the game. Not much time left. Who got that fumble recovery and scored? Yep. There it is. Sooner fan quick.
Gino Grissom.
Nice, Sooner fan. Way to go.
Hey.
Way to go. What number did he wear, Jeremy?
90.
Nope.
No, it was 80. I'm going to get it. Don't tell me. I wanted to say 88, but that wasn't it.
Nope. 85.
Yep, 85. That's it, Keaton.
Do it, bro. Give Keaton a point. Give Keaton a point, too.
Hey.
Sooner fan and Keaton.
Listen, Eric, I'm going to challenge you, Eric. Go ahead. You're in the Discord. Put the highlights of Jalil Farouk. There weren't that many deep balls. I'm sorry. I think Gibson might have caught as many deep balls. I know several where I thought he was interfered and they didn't call it and he didn't come up with the play, but I didn't blame him because I thought it was interference. But maybe I just choose to not see the catches he makes. I don't know. I just don't remember that many in close games where I said, wow, Farouk, what a massive play you made. Now, I may be wrong. I'm telling you right now, I may be wrong. Send me a link.
Hey, thanks, Teresa. Appreciate that. Thank you. Hey, yeah, I'm with you, Gray God. I thought he was going to maybe have a pretty good career.
First game, they're going to throw about an 80-yard bomb.
It looked like they threw a pretty deep ball to Brennan Thompson on the video they put out today. Did you see that one?
Yeah, and I also read the article. I also read the article in the Tulsa World that was from Jackson Arnold, and he talked a lot about the bowl game. He was late on it. The guy takes so much responsibility already. I absolutely love the guy. He's going to be so good. Everything he said is what you want to hear from a quarterback.
I didn't. I mean, yeah.
Go read the article, Jay. Go read the article. He said he's got such a good feel for Seth Luttrell's offense right now. The game's slowing down. It's exciting to hear. Now, maybe that's just player talk. I don't think it is.
Yeah. 3.5 weeks, Gary says. Mike says, did anyone notice Stutzman mentioned Kip Lewis in his interview yesterday and didn't mention Kanek? I didn't hear the interview, and I don't know what the question was that was asked, so it's hard for me to.
Yeah, I don't know the context, Mike. What's the context? What was the question? Was it about Kip Lewis? Because maybe that's why he didn't talk about Kanek.
And Kyla, I would have listened, but part of this, though, part of the reason why it went to crap with Andrew Anthony leaving was, if you remember, DG's favorite target until he got injured was Andrew Anthony. That was his favorite target, bar none, not even close. He got injured. DG had to regroup, ended up going all of it to Stoops, majority of it. But I don't think that's going to be an issue this year because I don't think Jackson Arnold is going to key in on one guy. I think he's going to spread the ball around. I really do.
I also think the offense scored a whole lot of points. So
there you go. Yeah, share it on the Discord, Mike.
That's why you need to get on the Discord, everybody. Get on the Discord. Hunter, drop the link for Sooner Surge Unlimited members so they can get on this Discord. It's well worth it, I promise you. It's one energy drink a month, okay?
Hey, that's actually less than that. My energy drink's a lot more than that, the one I buy. Hey.
Doug said you're right, Jay.
I'm right on what?
I don't know, but he actually said you're right, man. You should just take it and leave it, Jay.
Hey, stop, Jeremy.
Be okay with it when someone says you're right.
I am okay with it.
There's not many people.
I am okay with it. And, hey, also, Anthony was probably always his first read. And if he's open, DG's going to throw it. Hey, yep, he's right. Hey, Devon Mitchell, what do you think, just looking at him athletically, what he does? I'm sure you watched him in high school some. Who does he compare to? No, I'm not talking about an OU tight end. Just any tight end across the board. Who would you say? And I'm not saying compare him about like he's going to be that
one
guy.
For you. I got one from Oklahoma.
Who? Gresham?
Nope, not from the University of Oklahoma. Jimmy Graham.
Okay, athletically, yeah.
Size-wise, athletically.
Who was the tight end that went to UCLA that was a stud? That's a great comparison, actually, right there. Hunter, that's a great comparison, I think. Mercedes, that's the one I was taking from UCLA. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he's just so gifted athletically, man.
Kyle, it sounds like Helms is out there. He's practicing. He looks really good, upper body. That's about all I've heard.
What's up, Johnny? How are you? How are you tonight, Johnny? Yeah, Mercedes. That's a good
Mercedes
one.
Lewis.
Mm-hmm.
That's who he reminds you of, Jay?
he just seems like a very athletic tight end that when he catches the ball, you don't think about this too often. At least I don't. When a tight end catches it, they might go to the house. I think that's what he can do. I think he's that good athletically and talent-wise that he catches it, he may be gone.
Crimson Omen, I do like the comparison of Kerryon and Mike Evans, especially size-wise.
Crimson Omen, that's a great comparison.
We haven't, well, I don't know. We haven't seen him play yet, so it's hard to say. Now,
no, size-wise, I mean, I could, yeah.
Helms seems to be all bought in, Jimmy.
Keith Jackson was a little more big-bodied. Like, what was Keith Jackson's? I mean,
then Devon Mitchell.
Yeah,
Keith Jackson is not as tall as Devon Mitchell was.
I think Devon's a little more lanky too.
Yeah.
Devon Mitchell's dad played for the Redskins. What was his first name?
I do remember now. Helms just has a lot of tape. It's all just podcast, no game. I see what you're saying.
Injured, so it's fair. I mean, 6'3", 245 senior year. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's wild.
I didn't know that. Did you, Jay?
What?
Is that Keith Jackson's size? But I was right. He's not as tall as Devon Mitchell. Devon Mitchell's 6'4", 6'5"?
Hey, Tyler, as long as he has hands, did you watch him last year at all in the high school tape? He's got hands. Kyla says, I hope you're wrong. Don't see Helms on the field in 2024. It'll be.
I don't see how he's going to get on either, Jay.
Well, I it just depends on what he can do. He was a 4-star recruit. It's not like he's not talented. It's just he's been injured, man.
Appreciate it, Mike. Thanks for putting that on the Discord. I'll check that out.
I look for the tight end room to be used a bunch.
Well, a guy that we haven't mentioned is Jake Roberts, Jay.
Yeah, but Jeremy.
I think he's going to be a serviceable blocker in the run game and a guy who can catch you a little 8 to 10 yard pass. But I think Devon Mitchell, and I think Bauer Sharp's going to be a lot like Ferguson is for Dallas.
And there you go, Devon, 6'3", 255 as a high school junior.
Jay, what do you think about that comparison?
What?
Bauer Sharp to a guy like Cade Otton or Ferguson?
I don't know enough about Bauer Sharp to make anything.
He's an athlete, Jay. I think his athleticism is being under-talked about, actually. Everyone wants to talk about Devon Mitchell's athleticism, and rightfully so. The guy is elite. I'm just saying, Bauer Sharp is not just some 250-pound blocking tight end. I think we are going to be very, very pleasantly surprised at how athletic this dude is. He's played quarterback.
I agree with you. He's very athletic. He's played quarterback. He's played tight end. He's got experience. And I think he's going to put up big numbers this year. I really do.
Maybe the best portal guy, him and Burks, for sure.
Okay.
And the other guy is Tatum Woolley.
Let's do that for the last 10 minutes of this show. Who would you say best portal get on offense, best portal get on defense so far?
First, thanks, Monty. You're truly faithful every night to be on here. Appreciate the compliment. I don't know, Jay, yet. Based on what I think.
Just go with the gut feeling.
Then I'm going to say the best will be Burks. The second best will be Sharp. The third best will be Woolard. And then maybe Des Malone.
I agree, and I think a lot of people are going to be right here with this. I agree with Greg Gott and Bobby. Guys, looking at Des Malone, for a cornerback, he's got some size, man.
Jay, he also stayed late after practice, it looked like.
He looks like he's going to be a game. He's going to be a guy that's going to make plays for OU this year.
He's all in. He's all in, Jay.
Burks too. And the question is, say you go with Dez at one corner and Gentry at the other one and move Woody inside.
I think that's what they're leaning toward, Jay.
I mean, where were they hurting? Let's look at it. The first 2 years, where they've kind of struggled on defense. Area.
It depends on the game, Jay.
I think it's pass coverage.
But
and pass coverage and defensive line getting to the quarterback, right?
Right.
They kind of go hand in hand. But maybe if they're going to play maybe they're not going to play as much zone, but I think having 3 guys out there that can cover isn't a bad thing.
And I agree about the secondary, but listen, if the defensive line and there's pressure, the secondary last year would have been elite.
Maybe they weren't very good in the zone coverage, I didn't think.
Well, not when the quarterback has too long to throw the ball and can dance back there all night.
Yeah, I think
they go hand in hand.
And I agree, defensive line was part of that issue. I agree, Hunter.
Tyler, defensive line was absolutely a major issue last year. Shall I say the names again and how many sacks they didn't have? Because it was 0.
Steven says he's still high on Kenai Walker, but
I am as well. I am as well.
Where though?
What?
Where though? Rotationally?
Yes, back up, give some minutes. I've already said I want 6 guys.
Now
I care how many sacks. I want sacks.
Keaton has a feeling they're going to have 3 running backs over 600 plus yards. Hey, Sawchuk looked pretty dang good in that video. I mean, I know we're talking about OU football videos here, but man.
Hunter, you're too low on Kenai Walker. Kenai Walker was really good last year in backup role. Really good.
I'm actually kind of with Hunter a little bit on this one.
Okay.
Because I think
Hunter is fine. I'm just saying.
I think Malone is that good.
You got to have a break every now and then.
I agree, but you also have guys like Gentry Williams, Woody Washington, Vickers.
I thought Gentry was starting, Jay.
He is, Jeremy, but Vickers.
I said Kenai Walker is a great backup.
What about Jacoby Johnson? Would you not rather see him or Kenai?
Kenai look good. He's physical. He's tall. I want to see Jacoby Johnson too. Let me say it again for you, Jason. I want 6 guys playing.
Say my name again. Say my name again. Say my name again. Say my name again.
6 guys. My name again.
Hey.
My name again.
A healthy Jaden Rowe. The question is, how long will he be?
Where's he going to fit?
He's the guy that walks onto the field and you're like, who is that dude? He looks unbelievable. You see these guys and you're like, and then it's like he hasn't played much, but.
Correct. Maybe Cheetah above who? Who's he going to play above in Cheetah? That's the question. He's not going to be ahead of Dolby. If Harrington's healthy, he's not getting ahead of Harrington.
Mess says Stutzman was asked about Zach Alley. Danny said BB brings the heat on how, and Zach tells us why. That's pretty cool. I like it.
You know what I see there, Jay? He is an extension of Britt Venables.
Yeah.
Fair. He's an extension. I would rather have an extension than a different piece altogether. Ted Roof was a different piece altogether. Zach Alley, an extension.
What do you think about this from Bobby? Because I love Harrington, but is this fair? I mean,
I still have high expectations because everything you hear is that he should be good to go.
I know, but I think he's saying like it's tough. It's tough to come back from that.
It is tough, Jay. Jason White.
I think he's a big fighter, though. Harrington's a fighter, man.
Yeah, Jacoby Johnson isn't giving that starting cornerback spot back. I'm sorry, he will solidify that spot. Well, we'll see. We'll see if Jacoby gets a chance. And Kim is absolutely right. DeMarco Murray is a stickler. You got to be able to pass protect. That's a big deal in the offense. He knows it because he played it in the NFL.
Mike is dead on with this comment. Ted Roof reading "Twas the Night Before Christmas." This is a great topic.
Hey, I'm buying that audio book. Put it on an Audible right now.
I actually listen to Audible books when I drive, and I would love it to be in Ted Root voice instead of some of these voices I got.
How would you like me to read one to you, Jay?
Jeremy, I would probably spit if I heard you read.
A scream fest all night.
Yeah, not what I'd be wanting to hear on a book. I mean, it would keep me awake. I would say that.
Keaton, all of us at the Sooner Surge will be at the spring game. All the Sooner Surge members. Hope to see you there. And Jacoby will be fun to watch. Lori did hey, before we get off here, Lori did ask about our dad. I saw him tonight. He's doing okay. That's probably what I would say. He's still in skilled nursing, hoping about a couple of 2 weeks out of maybe possibly getting to go home with some care. But tonight he did say, I really want to be at church on Easter, but I don't think it'll happen, is what he told me. And it won't happen by this Sunday, but he is making progress. Appreciate the prayers.
Yeah, we definitely need to do a Sooner Surge meetup. That'd be fun. That would definitely be fun. So it's coming, man. It'll be here. Get this cold, stinking weather out before April 20th, baby.
That is correct.
Bring on the weather now. Get it out of the way.
Yeah, appreciate the prayers, guys. Thanks for being on as always. Good talks tonight about a lot of football talk. Thanks for being here. We'll see you guys tomorrow night on Wednesday. Have a wonderful Wednesday. Boomer.
Sooner.